Good evening, good evening. This is the Creative Dominion podcast with your host, Dark Law. Got a wonderful special guest for you all this evening, Mr. Tevin Studdard out of Indianapolis, Indiana, a well known author and wonderful philanthropist within the community. And so, as I always preface with the start of every episode, I just hope something that's said with you here today resonates with you and you can take it with you to decree the dominion of your mind and become the best version of yourself. And so, Tevin, how you doing?
Doing good, doing good. Blessed to be here.
Amen, amen. Why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, born and raised in Indianapolis and do children's books. Just started recently doing those. March 17th is when I released my first three. And then since then, I got over 29 children's books. We actually started a bookmaking class teaching young black kids how to make their own books. So our first kid, he's just getting his one done today. And then a month from now, 99 more black kids will have their own books. So that's just, you blessed to be a blessing. They all free programs. So the kids, I wish I had somebody to come alongside me and give me the tools when I was 10, 11, 12 years old. And I'll tell them where I'll be right now. But I'm here for this next generation.
Amen, amen. And so, for those of you viewing out there and listening in, like I said, Tevin comes from a wealth of knowledge and a giving heart. And so, I hope that resonates with you guys as you listen. And so, first question, what kind of got you started into wanting to become an author?
Always had the feeling and desire. I just never really executed. So my grandmother used to read Hooked on Phonics with me when I was a kid, just constantly, and I always wanted to kind of put my own story in a book, but what I've enjoyed most is highlighting other people. And so that's really the thing, just highlighting others.
Awesome, awesome. And so what he's saying is that try to have when you have a given heart, it's not always about yourself. Once you're fruitful and you're a God given gift, the fame, recognition, all that stuff will come automatically. But as long as you put others first and don't get worried and well doing, then you will reap the benefits of your labor. And so, with that being said, why don't you tell a little bit about your childhood growing up and kind of what you saw, back in the day as a young, black kid and kind of growing in today's society.
Definitely, yeah. Growing up, my childhood was spent back and forth between Baltimore and Medford. So that's the east side of Indianapolis, 46218, and the west side in Hallville. And man, I saw a lot of stuff. Saw a cousin get shot, and I saw a cousin win American Idol. So it's kind of like seeing the path that you could go down. So my uncle was a well-known preacher, so church and faith was definitely something that was instilled in me, and so just trying to find my balance through navigating through the hood, through church, through the desire to do music, and just a kid. I didn't really play sports. It's so crazy. I'm a sports guy, but I didn't play really sports till I was like in 8th grade. So didn't really grow up playing sports. And then sports became definitely a great outlet because I feel like I wanted to. Football specifically, I could hit people and not get in trouble. Oh, let's do
Okay.
it.
Right,
Let's do
right.
it. So
Like I said,
I
it's free
really
punishment.
enjoy football at Addicts and Cathedral. So yeah, that's kind of shifting in high school. I kind of football was kind of like coming to an end, so I really kind of focused on music. And once somebody on the other team, they would play my song at our games, and a player on the other team starts singing, and I'm like, dang, I could do this for schools around the country. And just went 100 plus colleges in 33 states doing theme songs. So yeah, that's definitely my love what I love doing.
Awesome, awesome. And so it sounds like, you have a great, heart with, uplifting others,
Yeah.
spreading the joy, if you will. And so with that, I know you kind of touched on that both sides of the spectrum, right? You kind of witnessed the, street life, if you or what they call it, if you will, but you also, had a cousin that, won American Idol. And so
Yeah.
to the viewers out there, even the younger ones, what's something you would tell, yourself now as a younger kid, like now that you have all this knowledge and experience? What would you tell like the young kids around the
Um,
world?
be different. Don't try to fit in. I feel like a lot of times I try to dumb myself down to fit in. So I would definitely say that to, hey, it's beauty in being unique and being different and wanting to do different things than your environment. Because I feel like too often times, if kids aren't a certain way, they get bullied, teased, talked about, jumped, what have you. So it's kind of like staying true to who you are, despite what's going on around you.
Right, right. And also another thing with that is also they say, if you're not comfortable with your surroundings or you facing negativity, I know Denzel said in the Equalizer, he said change your world, right? And so
Yeah,
just giving the youth the empowerment to, you can change your circumstances regardless of where you come from. And so
definitely.
on the flip side of that, what would you tell, people out there that are, kind of seen that success? Maybe they come from a successful family or they've
Yeah.
seen like the high road, you know, what would you tell them to kind of stay focused and stay humble?
Yeah, I would definitely. Those two, you hit it right on the head. Like, stay humble. It can be taken from you in any given moment. And same thing with just staying focused, because your parents' success is not your success. So you didn't get to see the failures that they had and how they had to persevere. Like a lot of times, if a kid has everything, once he gets hit with that adversity, he doesn't know how to respond. So I feel like adversity is great for everyone because life is all about how you respond to everything.
Right, right. And then Eric Thomas, he always says everybody want to be a beast, but don't want to
Yeah.
do what beasts do.
Yep.
And so it's just having that, that mindset of, hey, I got to keep going. Because again, like you said, God, runs the world. So, you know, he can put you at the top or put you at the bottom at any given moment. And so
Definitely.
definitely having, the mindset of whether you're on the, whichever side of the spectrum you're on, just making sure that you're humble regardless and staying
Yeah.
hungry and, focusing on the assignment that God gave you. And
Sure.
so more about the books, how many books have you written and, what genre of books?
29 children's books and real emphasis on just black, uplifting black art. Um, I feel like I got two kids under 2 years old, and every cartoon, every book we read, minimal black coverage. So I'm like, man, let me give them something they can identify with. Names like theirs, neighborhoods where they're from, people that look like them, and careers. So just trying to put as much confidence in black art in front of them. And even I started this series with the mayors. I wrote about every black mayor in the state of Indiana, 8 children's books. So showing them and even the kids in my class that it's possible, because a lot of these mayors are the first black mayors in their cities. So that's pretty dope. And I love seeing that.
Awesome, awesome. And so what inspired you to, like I said, you kind of grew up, you know, obviously in predominantly black neighborhoods, but like you said, black, you know, excellence isn't portrayed well, within TV and books and just, in society in general. And so what inspired you the most to take that leap of faith and be, one of the first ones to kind of say, you know what, instead of complaining about, not seeing it, I'm going to be the one that changes it or be one of the ones that change it.
Yeah, really my kids, just giving them an outlet. Me watching all these shows, all these cartoons, reading all these books. I'm like, man, give them something that they can look forward to. And their classmates and their peers and different people. Like, definitely.
Yeah, awesome. And
Just my
definitely,
kids. Yeah.
right, definitely having twin boys myself, right? They'll be 7 in November. And I always hated I couldn't stand the 2 C's of Kakayu and Coco Melon. I was, I couldn't stand- I was like, man, I'm tired of these bald head jokers.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
definitely it's, definitely great that you, like I said, ventured out and, starting to, see the fruits of your labor. And And so what was your mindset when you wrote the first book? How did you get over? I know they call it, like, I think, what, writer's fog or whatever.
Yeah.
How did you, get over all those obstacles, and what did it feel like when you published and officially launched your first book?
It felt amazing just to have it on 317 day was crazy. I loved every part about that. And I actually released three at the same time. Came out the gate with Harville Heroes, ABC's Entrepreneurship, and Eastside Entrepreneurs. So those three books were the first three that I released at the same time. It was just, hey, I was just to see my vision through because I feel like sometimes I've started things and haven't finished it. So just wanted to see the vision all the way through, and yeah, it felt amazing. Like, oh my god, I really got a book. It was an indescribable feeling.
Awesome, awesome. So definitely congratulate you on, being in. You said 29 now, so you just been
Yep.
you pedal to the floor, no, all gas, no
Oh yeah,
brakes,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, definitely. I got more on the way. Like it's
Okay.
so much coming.
Awesome, awesome. And so, for those young, listeners out there that are inspiring artists and authors, and maybe they want to write their book, or maybe they want to, like I said, start making theme music. What is some motivation that you would give the youth to, go ahead and start that journey?
A couple things, man. Eliminate distractions because they can always come. So eliminate distractions. Have a vision. I like the Habakkuk 2:2. Write the vision down and make it plain. So have a vision. Like know what you desire to do and write it down. You got to see it in front of you. So have a vision, eliminate distractions, and be different. Like it's less traffic on the when you ride the road alone. So like be as different and as unique as possible. And then I would say outwork everyone. Um, there's somebody that wants your spot, and even if you at the bottom, you want somebody's spot. So it's kind of like you gotta put the work in, and then so have a vision, eliminate distractions, be different, outwork everyone, and keep moving forward. You're gonna go through your share of adversities. I had somebody snatch a book out of somebody's hands of mine this weekend and give it back to me, and it's just like keep moving forward. Nobody can stop you. People only have the power that you allow. So it's like always just keep moving forward.
Awesome, awesome. That's a good one. I want to revisit something you said earlier. I hope the listeners were listening in. You said the road travel alone has less traffic. And I
Yeah,
want to speak on that a little bit real quick because I feel like a lot of people, are kind of be like 465, right? Trying to merge into everybody else's lane. But
yeah,
like you said, staying different and, riding your own lane, you can reach, who God's called you to be faster. And
definitely.
also, it keeps you on your toes because it's, your own space, and
Hmm.
it allows you to maneuver. Whereas, if you go into somebody else's lane, you got to conform to, you know,
Yeah,
what the standard they've already set. And then you also said a great tip was, you know, keep moving. Like you said, the adversity of getting the book snatched. I do want to speak on that as well. Just being, excellent black men in the community. I do commend you for. Notice he said when you were listening, he didn't say he, you know, cussed them out, or he didn't, push him or say, why you take the book out of his hand. He didn't get belligerent, or he didn't get, you know, discouraged or get an attitude when he saw the book get out taken in his hand. So I want to speak to the viewers that, when you're going through adversity, it's not just the adversity at hand, the action of it, it's also the reaction of that adversity. And so, a lot of times God, as well as the adversary, test us to see, you know, are you doing it for the right reasons? You don't want to, like, let's say you would have, caused a scene or got belligerent or got aggressive with the person that snatched the book, that's some other, derogatory marks on your character. But just being yourself and staying cool, calm, collective, and staying cordial and being sometimes we have to give people grace because they don't know what they do.
Yeah,
They could have been and you don't know like I said, we don't know the contents of that person. They could have been having a bad day. Maybe they don't understand the purpose of the book. There's a lot of different circumstances and things that could have placed. So I hope the viewers caught that of, hey, not only did he face the adversity, but he reacted the right way to the adversity. And that allowed him. And then you notice viewers, even though that one book got snatched out of the hand, hey, he's got 29 books and he still got more to come. And so I want to also encourage the viewers that not everybody is going to be acceptant of your calling or accepted of what you're doing. But like you said, Tevin, as long as they keep it moving and stay in their lane, they'll reach the success that they want to reach.
that's real.
And then so, with that being said, also, what is some kind of just being an author? What are some like stereotypes that, or maybe some negative comments you received when you first started the journey that, as you started writing, you were like, oh, it's not that big of a deal? Or what are some things that people said might be, negative fallbacks that you kind of turned into positive victory?
Oh, people are like, why are the books all black? There's all kind of people. I'm like, there are, but I don't want to be a culture vulture and just writing about everything that I'm not fully immersed in. So it's kind of like, hey, I can do positive things because even coming out from a news background, working at a news station, like they're so used to if it bleeds, it leads, and just a lot of negativity surrounding black people. So I'm like, I always wanted to do 100 times more positive stories than the negative I was hearing on the news. So just always about just putting positivity with black and not negative. Like, yes, there's black people that commit crimes and do terrible, violent things. But yes, there's a lot more that's doing amazing, positive things as well. So just really trying to highlight that.
Awesome, awesome. And so I think that's very commendable as well because again, there's balance in everything, right? Like you said, yes, we've seen the reality shows, we watch the people, we got the Citizen app, you got the news and the robbing, the stealing, killing, drugs, things of that nature. But like he's saying, for those of you viewing and listening, that you have to focus also on the positivity. And there's a lot of black excellence and positivity, not just in Indiana and Indianapolis, but in the United States and in the world. And so, definitely commend you on continue to bring light on that with your books. And so, um, last question, just kind of want to talk about fatherhood. You know, how has how have you been able to balance being an author but also working and taking care of a wife and kids as well?
Just always making the main thing the main thing. It's a term we used to say in football. Never get too busy to not be there for your kids. Never want to be that parent who's there for everybody else's kids. We got 100 some kids among programs, reading books and writing books, but pour into that same energy into your kids. So that's something I'm learning and growing through. Is the time frame. It's like sometimes it can be a candle burning at both ends. And then it's like, hey, when that candle runs out, now your children getting the short end of it. So just finding that healthy balance to be like, okay, I want to give my all in the community. I also want to give my all at home. And I want to give my all in my personal life. So just really just a structured balance.
Awesome, awesome. And so, with that being said, like what he's saying is, just finding a balance. Everything in life is about balance. And he also said one cool thing is that, you know, all he's doing for the community, make sure you pour into the home too. Make sure you're, because the home is the root system and the infrastructure as you pour into God and God pours into you, that affords you the ability to give back to the community and others. And so definitely commend you on, like I said, it's not it's not a relay. It's a long infinite game, right? It's not a relay
Yeah.
race that there's no set destination. You just keep on moving, keep on going. And so I'll let you end with, any last second motivation or tips that you can give the people, and then also tell them where they can find your books.
Yeah, like I always say, man, keep moving forward. That's the biggest thing. You're gonna go through ups, downs, highs, lows, hills, valleys. Just keep moving forward, and you can find a lot of books on tevinstuddard.com/books, or typing in Tevin Studdard on Amazon. Yeah, and just so many positive things coming from a music standpoint in collaboration with the books. So every book that I have so far rhymes. So I want to continue that since they're children's books and just keep. Man, it's a lot coming. So just get your popcorn ready.
Awesome, awesome. And so appreciate you coming on the Create Dominion podcast, Tevin. For those of you viewers, I hope something that was spoken here today resonated with you, and that you can take and apply it to your daily life. Again, keep decreeing the dominion of your own mind, because we want to become the best members of society. And as we reach one, teach one, right? As we become the best version of ourselves, then we can help others do the same. And so um, been a wonderful time here spent with you today. But uh, go ahead, go to Amazon, search Tevin Studdard, also tevinstuddard.com, to get those children books. Read them, leave reviews, share, like, with the stars. Spread the knowledge, spread the wealth, spread that Black excellence. Until next time on the Prayer Dominion. Thanks, Tevin.
No problem.